who's a higher rank.
100% edited.
Yeah. Edit yourself at a higher rank than me, I bet. So, you know, going into tournaments and fighting good players with this, and they're like playing scrims with pros, is going to be a next level difference. The one thing I really don't like, this is basically my only complaint about the season so far, is that the meta is so centralized around the Hollow 13 AR, where if you don't have that, you are not hitting shot. Like, picking up a gold Fury assault rifle where it doesn't have a scope, there's literally just no point. Like, you are not trading, like, you're not out trading someone damage-wise who has a scope on their AR. So, like, it's very centralized around the fact that you need to grab the AR with a scope on it. And that makes me not like the hit scan whatsoever, basically.
No, I agree. I agree with everything you said there. I just think the one thing about the red dot especially is why is the fire rate so fast? Like, it actually feels decent. Like, if you're gonna have a gun in the OG season we had the scope AR, but that's impossible to use. The gun is virtually impossible in box, right? But you have this red dot AR, which is honestly absolutely fine in box, whilst also being insanely good at getting surge and being able to beam people either when you're I think the worst one is when you're fighting someone, you're just getting third partied from someone fast.
It's terrible.
Yeah, 200 meters away, you just get hit for 100 because it's not hard. It's not hard to hit with this gun. And also, we have it on our screen, that SMG, we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get to it, but that SMG with no bloom, barely any recoil with red dot as well, it's as good. It's unbelievably broken.
Precision's in the name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really the name of it. But for the
it's funny because it's precision in the name, and you don't have to be precise. You can just be in anybody. And like, it's like,
The thing about the ARs that I think I just want to add quickly to what you said there, Harry, is that when you're saying it's good in box, if you look at actually just a straight damage per second, they're almost exactly the same between the Fury and this AR. So like, when you have a choice between the two ARs, why would you ever choose the Fury when you're doing the same damage in box, the same like damage per second generally, and it's easier to hit shots? So, you know, just that to me slightly doesn't make sense.
You can also choose, if you don't like the scope, you can also uncant. So is that the word?
Yeah.
Is that the adjective? Uncant your weapon?
Uncant.
Yeah, so
I
they
believe it is.
Yeah, you can uncant that shit, mate.
That's what you like knew it, but why were you not sure? Like,
Oh, I know
really
the
You're
word is
supposed to reflect,
canting.
like, you sure it's this, guys?
Sure it's uncant,
Yeah,
guys.
it's in my vocabulary. No, I know it's called you cant your weapon because I was looking at the settings, but I didn't know it was uncanting or was it decanting. You know, there's multiple different.
I've googled
there you go.
uncant. I've googled uncant a weapon, and there is no result.
It might be
However, there's a
They'll put you on
result
a
for
list,
weapon
probably.
canting.
Anyways, if you don't like the scope of it, you can just uncant your weapon, right? Like you can ADS out, or decant your weapon. You can just ADS out pretty much, right? So there's no reason to carry the Fury AR at all. And I want to go to your point, Reese, because you mentioned, I wonder if the casuals like the hit scan stuff and they like this sort of season. Well, king of the casuals, Nicholas A30th, has tweeted, I'm going to say it, hit scan weapons are not it. First person scopes this season with 100% accuracy is instant death. If Nicholas A30th says that hit scan ain't it, I'm gonna believe him. You know, he speaks for the people. So as a competitive and a casual community, we need to join hands together and say no, more. It is enough. We cannot have this anymore.
I do think Big Nick, not Santa Claus, but our Big Nick,
Nicholas,
of course. Yeah, the Santa Claus of the Fortnite scene. Always giving presents.
Always spreading joy.
Always spreading joy. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if he would be king of the casuals because he's actually good at like building and editing and box fighting, unlike a lot of players who aren't. So you know, you get. Yeah,
he was
exactly.
asking for e-servers. The casuals don't care about that shit.
Yeah. So I won't know if that's a straight representation. I haven't seen much conversation or discourse from the casuals about hit scan. Obviously, the tweet
No,
went
you've not
off.
been seeing, man.
not been cooking on Twitter,
well, hey, hold on. My tweets have been banging. Yeah, I don't know. I've not seen much. So let me know what's going on with the hit scan with the casuals then.
Without side-railing the conversation, I just want to say, like, who does the casuals? I don't think it's Nick.
30s, bro.
Like,
Ninja.
There's that one dude on Twitter that loves to complain about anything. It's like Josiah or something. That's king of the casuals. He's got like 3,000 followers on Twitter, but every single tweet bangs like 30K. Because they all just sit there just retweeting that shit. He is the king of the casuals.
Living rent free.
But the fact that you said there's no indication of what casuals want is crazy. Because before the season came out, I made a tweet because there was like a trailer and you could see like the bullet traveling. I was like, yeah, that means there's no hit scan anymore. And oh my god, the replies, the quote retweets. Okay, thank God OG Fortnite's coming out in 6 days. Oh my god, thank God this is happening. The amount of people that were pissed because they added bullet drop back was insane. And you can already tell.
Wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong, but like it did. I mean, I can't lie. It's impossible to aim right now because it feels like you do have bullet drop because you can see the bullet coming out, but then you just remember it's hit scan. But that might just be a me issue.
That does sound like you.
That's a you issue, yeah, definitely.
But at
I'm
the same
trying.
time, the majority of things I've seen, especially with the wood in the epic split in the blog post, the amount of time they've had to mention, yo, by the way, guys, it's hit scan. Yo, in the blog post, hit scan. Hey, let's tweet out this picture. It's good. Hit scan. Hey, come back to the game. So they were very intentional in what they were doing. They know this is like a make or break type of thing for the casual user base. For competitive, we'll play whatever the fuck we have, you know, whatever. We don't really care. For those casuals, if there's no hit scan this season, legitimately, there'll probably 1 million people less playing it.
I don't know if
That's
I
a big
agree,
number.
because you have
I agree, man.
because you have so I hear what you're all saying about like the casuals, but
Put your hands down.
Isn't OG for the casuals? Isn't that the purpose of bringing OG back? For the casuals to be able to interact? I know some of the casuals want to. Yeah, but it's 6 days. So we have hit scan for the 6 days before OG.
Yeah, but you want them to buy the battle pass with Godzilla and the Jordans and shit before they go on to OG, right? So
yeah. But no, I just think, in my opinion, as we've all said, like hit scan in this day and age doesn't really fit, especially with scopes. Like if you want to have hit scan, even without scopes, it still doesn't feel that fun to play with anymore. Now we've had bullet drop, but I mean, what the casuals want is what the casuals get, to be honest. So we'll deal with hit scan. That's what we'll deal with it.
The only legitimate saving grace is, like we said, the amount of heals on the map. So you can get beamed, heal up again, get beamed, heal up again. You're not unbelievably scuffed every single time you get shot at, right? So that's the only saving grace. You can third-party loot stuff. You can pick up a little blue shitter and throw him on the ground, and he sprays out blue stuff for you, and that's it. So, it's bad, but it's also not unplayable. Maybe I'm being Stockholm syndrome by Epic now. I don't know.
There's two sides of it, right? There's basically two sides of the same coin as always. If you use this AR and you shred someone, you're like, oh, I shit on him, bro. I shit on him, I'm so good. And then if you insta die, it's like, oh, this scan sucks, man. It's so annoying.
Awful.
And that's the thing. The one thing about the heals is like, it is really easy just to instantly die 200-0.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest problem. Like, if you got beamed a bit and you had to heal, that's fine. But the Hollow has 0 bloom. It is literally 100% accurate. It has a very minimal recoil as well. It's like, it is very easy to hit 100+ damage. And if you 3-2-1 someone in duos or in trios, it's like, they're just dead.
I mean, Fortnite for you. Fortnite, well, yeah. Well, we'll see.
Good
I'll
chat,
see.
guys. Fucking hell.
I don't, but Level want to talk.
I left you all speechless, you know, speechless by my analysis.
That's the second time that's happened today. What's happening today? Are we losing our chemistry? Are we just like, are we?
No, we have new tech, guys, and it's throwing us off here.
Nah, man. I think we might have fallen off, bro. Fucking, bruh. I don't know. I mean, hit scan. I feel like at this point, we've had this conversation so many times. There's a clear divide, and we fall on one line of that divide. You know. What was that really?
True.
Yeah, but well, we'll see. I'm interested to see, like, as the season develops, whether the entertainment program think, oh, it's the best season ever. How quickly that disintegrates when we start playing tournaments, and you are just yeah. I just feel like it's gonna end up very, very quickly. The game's going, this is the worst season ever. It's not anything else. Like, the landing spots are good, the heals are good, the sprites are really cool, but generally just two things, the hit scan and the red dot, can just make the season so unenjoyable to play.
Yeah, that's why at least I thought if they were to bring back hit scan, they wouldn't have like red dots or any sort of scopes. But yeah. All in all though, weapons as a whole, you guys liking the new pumps? We didn't really talk about the shotgun meta. How you guys feeling about shotgun meta right now?
Oh no, fucking this Harry guy, man. We're gonna get him off this podcast. Like, oh, nothing but bad taste. Right, three. For anyone who's not played yet, 3 different shotguns. You've got the pump shotgun, which is goated. You've got 2 of the worst shotgun. You got the worst shotgun of all time, which is the Oni shotgun, and then you've got the ball shack shotgun to the bottom right there as well.
Wait, you think the Oni's worse than the auto?
Okay, you have not gotten in a box 1 tile radius with that auto shotgun and 2 shot someone with it. I can tell your aim's fucking lackluster. Lackluster, mate. Get in a box.
How have you not picked it up? They're everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Oh shit, I dropped that shit insta. What, you guys are using that fucking bullseye
Sometimes you have to. Yeah.
There's a
Just
reason
purely for
it's
the
shaped like a
imagery.
fuck. There's a reason it's shaped like a clock. Because it's something made. That's
Nah,
There's
okay,
no
here's the
way.
thing.
Balls in the shaft.
It is nothing but minimums if you're over a tile away. But if you're in someone's box, that thing is one of the most broken auto shotguns of all time. It's really easy to 2-shot someone with it. Like, probably the easiest shotgun to 2-shot with ever. That's in a bold statement. Maybe
There's
not as easy
no
as a
way.
gatekeeper.
There's
Nah, I
no
think,
way it's
okay,
the
I take,
easiest
okay,
shotgun
hold
to
on.
with. Like, there is literally impossible.
That is a lie.
That's the
That is
case,
a lie.
yeah.
That's a lie. Okay, I'll rephrase that. It's the easiest auto shotgun to kill someone with fast in a box. Because, say with a
Hasn't every
gatekeeper...
auto shotgun been terrible except for like 1?
drum shotgun.
No,
Exactly,
no, a lot
that's
of them
right.
are pretty.
Drum shotgun.
drum shotgun was
Shotgun was
good.
too
Yeah,
capable. Yeah.
Yeah, the drum shotgun was good, and then like most auto shotguns have just always been terrible.
Exactly. So it's really good. I mean, I think it'll be one of those guns that it's not rewarding to die to if you're in a box and someone just 2-shots you or something. But I think no one's going to take it because the pump is so good. But the Oni shotgun actually might be one of the worst shotguns of all time. I tweeted it and it has like 20k likes right now. So like clearly I'm not the only one who says it. And there's like a guy who responded. Are quite a few people saying, oh, it's a skill issue. I was like, no, mate. Mythic does 99 body shot damage. Like, what are you talking about? It actually might be the worst shotgun to ever enter Fortnite. Full stop.
Yeah, I mean, if you're using it only anywhere near the box, anywhere near a box, I mean, you might as well just use an SMG at that point. It is virtually unusable. If you're using it at longer range, it's actually surprisingly okay. Like, if you're using it at like 4 or 5 tiles away, you can easily do 80, 90 damage, and it feels really nice to use. But I agree, in box it is the worst shotgun or box fighting, it's the worst shotgun we've ever had. And the same with the tac. Like, yeah, the tac in box is really nice, but if you don't have the reload perk or the reload boon, you know, I don't know if you've tried to box fight with that gun or fight with that gun. You cannot reload. Once
4.3 seconds reload time for the whole clip, by the way.
Yeah, so you actually just can't.
4.3.
So you can't reload with it. The pump, I mean, the pumps, I don't mind the pump. I think it's nice. I think the structure damage is 11.
Oh my god.
Like that.
I think the one thing with the pump that I'm not a fan of at the moment. Oh, we're slanting.
My cam is fucked. Wait.
For any of the listeners, Levin has just had an earthquake. It looks like the camera's fallen off. But the one thing about the pump shotgun, which I don't like, is the structure damage is insanely high. Yeah, it's a little bit too high. With any gold pump, if they edit and reset, you can just take it back straight away. So a lot of the fight that's happened is they edit, reset, you take it. You edit, reset, they take it. And it's just doing this back and forth constantly happening. But I think in general, like, I didn't oversay it's shit, but I do think if you find an Oni shotgun, it does feel really bad. And if you find the tac without the reload perk, it also feels really bad. Pump is definitely decent. It's in a good state. Maybe better stress damage.
Have you? The pump's pretty better than the other two. I just don't feel like the Oni's much worse than the drum. I think they're just both bad.
They're both not good.
I think, but I think
Kind of feels like you're box fighting with a hunting rifle. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that comparison.
It's like long, it's winded. It doesn't really do much, and it's just kind of shitty.
Yeah, handicapped. You can't replace anything with it. You're just
exactly. Yeah. And you always end up shooting it by accident. Like, oh shit, now I have 1 bullet left. Let me reload it. Like, you're never in a good spot.
Yeah.
The SMG, I feel like I haven't seen as much. Even though I think the SMG is kind of strong as hell too. Maybe specifically the one that Demon Dojo, the one that dropped, that thing fries. Like, unbelievably fries. It's maybe even better than an AR or like long distance. The fire rate on it is insane. It has like 40 bullets in it as well. I don't know about the regular version of it, but the mythic version is literally, I think, one of the strongest weapons.
Are you talking about the red dot or
the one that looks like a P90?
No, it's the one that drops a Demon Dojo.
Yeah, that's the precise one with this.
Is it P90? I don't know.
No.
Okay, the one with a silencer or the one without a silencer?
Right, Surgefire SMG is the one that
Surgefire
increases
SMG, yeah.
That one increases
Not
fire
the
rate as
one
you-
that goes faster when you shoot, not the one that goes.
So the precision SMG, the
Yeah, precision SMG. Yeah, that shit is actually busted. Because it has no recoil, it has no damage. It doesn't even seem like it has a damage drop off either. And that thing fries. So I'm surprised I haven't seen many people carrying it in scrims or anything. Because you want some sort of variety in your ammo count. Because right now, one of the issues you have, at least from what I've seen in scrims, is the amount of ammo that you have. Because you are playing hit scans, you're so incentivized to just shoot at every motherfucker you see on the rotate, because you're gonna hit them. So surge values are super high, so a lot of people end up running out of ammo. So surprised more people aren't carrying the SMG, because I think that thing is actually legitimately very good. Or maybe the mythic one is just very good and the normal one isn't, but the mythic one,
I think the normal is alright.
Yeah, I just want to say about the mythic one is, from what I've seen from scrims, people like the mythic one is good, but no one's killing the boss. Like if you watch any scrims, the boss is just left because it takes too long.
It's broken.
Is it broken?
Yeah, you literally can't kill it in scrims.
Okay. I wondered why, because I obviously haven't watched teams land them, but I've seen it's always there. But if you can't kill that, I wonder if teams are going to kill it, because I don't know if the medallion's that good. You know, it reloads as it's the medallion where it auto reloads as you're going along, which is nice, but it's not like OP, you know, like a Wrath coin or anything like that. And the mythic is also nice, but for how long it takes to actually kill that boss, you know, it feels like it's probably not going to be worth it. So I feel like there's going to be lots of games where teams just either are killing it and leaving the medallion, or just not even going to attempt to kill it at all. But I do agree, that SMG is... That Veiled Precision SMG is insanely good.
Yeah, it is nuts. It's the gun that I keep taking, and I'm like, this gun sucks. And then because I miss every bullet with it. And then I just lose 150 HP in a second when someone sprays me with it. Where you're talking about bullet drop off, I actually just checked on the syringe just to see. It has starts to bullet drop off after 28 meters, which isn't, this is like 6 tiles, which is pretty far, like for an SMG. But it only goes down to like, you know, 2/3 of the damage or something, and then it stays that way up until max distance, like 275 meters away. So for an SMG, like that actually does really good damage at range. I need to pick it up and try it more, because I've like not had enough opportunities to actually try and use it at medium and close range yet, because I've just been taking the other AR because it just shreds so much.
Yeah, you try that more, I'll try the auto shot more, because I've not been using that.
Oh, no,
you
don't
guys are
take
making
it.
it sound like it's decent, but you guys are making it sound like it's good in bot.
Okay, it's good in bulk. If you're in bulk, it
But I
shreds.
like to get in bot, and I'm
You
my
do.
new resub rolling tactics to get in bot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that could be the combo. Ooh, maybe we're cooking something.
It's the
Alright,
it's the boop tactic, by the way, buddy.
Okay, all right, boop. I know. Sprites. We got sprites in the game now. We got 3 different sprites. We got the air sprite, the water sprite, the earth sprite. The air sprite is essentially like a launch pad that you like pick up and you can only use once, and then
You leave it behind.
use it and you leave them behind. You can't use them, but yet they drop in groups of 3 for some reason. So yeah, that's interesting. You got the water sprites as well, which are I think everyone's favorite thing right now around the map, because you know, so much healing around the map. They give you 30 health instantly, and then they tick for another, like, how much did they tick? I can't
Another
wait
20.
to go. Another 20 then. Cool,
15
nice.
total, yeah.
And then you get 3 of them and you have to pick up like a fruit. And the earth sprite, which I didn't notice until like one of my games yesterday evening, where essentially there's some of them around the map and you give them a weapon and they give you back a weapon, and I only used it once. And I gave it like a shitty like weapon, and it gave me back a gold gun. I was like, oh shit!
I think it always gives you back gold.
Yeah,
I haven't-
yeah.
It's guaranteed legendary,
Yeah.
yeah.
but
That's
it,
lit!
I don't know if there's like, I only literally same as you. I only saw one yesterday. I was like, I've not tested this enough to see if it always gives you a gold, because I gave it a blue pump and it gave me a gold pump. I was like, holy shit, this is OP.
That's
And
what I
then
got as
DJ
well.
put one in. He put like the hollow AR in, and it gave him a gold fury back. He was like, I've been scammed,
no.
right? It's like, so I don't know, maybe he fucked up, but I need to do more tests. But this thing looks unreal.
Use it once, I believe. Like 1 person per map can use it to get a legendary gun. I think. Is
No,
the
you can use it more. You can use it more.
Can you?
I've seen, yeah,
Does
because
it
yeah,
when you use it.
yeah, I've definitely used it before, because I used it. I was playing like ranked, and I used it. My teammate used it, but he put in a shotgun. He got an AR back, and I was like, well, now I have no shotgun, so I've just been scammed before. But they are the rarest thing on the map. Out of anything on the map, the earth sprite is the rarest thing to find. Like,
Do
because
they always spawn in the same place, or is it random?
No, random. So what you can do to
Ooh.
find them more easily is you can, you know, the shrines you can go to reveal. You can go to it and
Sprites.
reveal. Yeah, and you can reveal the sprites. It will reveal an earth sprite if it's in the area. It's just they're so rare that basically you never find them, right? But I do think with the sprites, I think it's cool, the whole shrine thing. I don't, if you guys don't know, like if you probably do know, it's if you take one of the sprites, whether the air sprite or the water sprite, and you take it back to the shrine, you can put it back, you can basically like return it to the shrine, and it will give you the boon of the sprite. So the sprite, you get the water boon. Instead of the air sprite, you get the air boon, which is the air one is the faster sprint speed with your pickaxe out, and the water one is if you're in water, you swim quicker and you heal your teammates and yourself in there.
Which doesn't work.
Yeah, which is really buggy. It's like if water's in Storm and has been in Storm, then it doesn't work around the map. But it's like all the water's connected, all the rivers connected. So it's like as soon as one bit's in Storm, the rest doesn't work. It works.
Wait, it doesn't. Yeah, I was gonna say I used that and it worked. It doesn't work like later on.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. It's kind of like remember back near Brawlers where like if the healing lake had been in Storm, you couldn't use it. It's the same thing, but it's like if a river down the south is connected, the water at the north doesn't work because it's all been in Storm.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so it's really buggy at the moment. But it's really good because you can go and you can get whatever boon you want guaranteed every single game. You get a perfect ultimate and you can put the water one in. You get a heal back, so you get big pop, med kit, whatever. And if you put the air one in, I don't know if this is intentional, you get 4 shockwaves back. Now, and that is in competitive, even though the shockwaves you can't get from anything else. So it is nice if you don't have mobility. I wonder if they're going to change that for something else later on, because it does feel a bit weird you can get shockwaves there and literally nowhere else on the map. But it's cool. I think the whole sprite thing is really nice. As you did say, Levin, the whole you throw an air sprite down and you can't pick it back up, and it's like, well, what's the point of carrying it now? It's a bit weird, but if you can pick it back up and it like left the display for like 5 seconds or something, that would be really good. Because I've seen some people use it for endgame, and it feels really nice to get from backside to front side in game with
I think on that, the problem is I feel like it might be hard to justify carrying, especially so in solos. Like obviously we got big solo cash scouts. There's no point in carrying an air sprite at all because you can use the blade, which may have current bugged mobility, but you can use it for mobility anyway, or you can use the void mask wherever it is. So there's no point using the air sprite. But in trios, you know, there's not currently any trio mobility options because every mobility option is for solos only. So the air sprite has some viability, but then the question is it worth taking up an entire inventory slot on one of your 3 people for that when you can't pick it back up again afterwards?
Yeah, it's not worth.
It's also, in competitive, the likelihood of you getting a katana and a void mask is very high. Yes. You can see how many shockwaves you get in like a ranked game, like a shit ton, right? All of those spawns are basically replaced by void mask spawns and katana spawns. Competitive. So, if looking at trio scrims yesterday, every trio had at least 1 katana or 2 void masks or 3 void masks or 3 katanas. There was not any sort of games where nobody had any sort of movement. So, at that point, you're just not even picking up the air sprite because it's pointless. You'd rather have good mobility. Speaking of, I feel like there's some viability in the other movement sense of not only using 3 katanas, because katanas feel like the most obvious choice to use for rotation because they're further, they're consistent. You can't get boxed randomly because when you're using the void thing, you get boxed randomly. But I'd love to see the variety because there's so many things you can do with void mask that are so intricate and so like strategic that I think the meta might be 2 swords and 1 void mask.
It's a weird one because it's kind of like and you watch them and you watch the game like, oh, void mask is so broken. Like the things you can do with it is really nice. Whether it's you leave it and you go do something, come back. Even the smallest thing of like leaving it in your search base and going and refarming again, taking the void mask back to your search base. That's just a nice thing to do, right? And there's so many things like that for refreshes or even for hike takes with the void mask. There's a lot of nice things you can do, but then you watch a game with the katana and it's like, wow, this looks so easy. You just triple katana and you set up either the wall edit or with the cone and set up a low pad with it, and you just katana to front side and you're like, wow, this is so much more consistent. But I think if I'm trying to think what will end up being it, I think void mask will just be better because I think the more you get used to lineups, because with mask, if you can do lineups similar to grenades, you set up and you do a percentage and you throw it, you'll end up in a similar area. Because right now, all people are doing is get to the front side and one throws it like all the way in the sky, one person throws it straight and you're 50 meters away from each other using all your shield and heals.
Yeah.
But I think when people get used to it and practice it and figure out like the comms around it and how to set it up. I feel like the Void Mask, just as you said, Boot, there's so many cool things you can do, setting up flanks in fights or setting up positioning in endgame. I feel like the Void Mask will be better, but we have to see about the Katana as well, as you said, the movement, if it's bugged or not, because we'll get onto later on, but there's a lot of momentum things at the moment which look a bit buggy with it.
I think the main issue with, so what you said, right, people will learn how to use the Void Mask properly. I think the biggest problem is that also people will just learn how to counter it properly too.
True.
Because if you think about the way that you've got to use it, so in mid games, completely different, right? Because one thing I've been doing so far is, here's a tip for everyone if you want to learn how to do it on a good rotate. If you shoot it like roughly an angle where it'll be as like far possible as you can count to 4. By the time you count to 4 seconds and you teleport, it's maybe like 20 meters above the ground or something like that. So, you know, if you count to 2.5, 3, you'll be at like almost the peak height of it, which means you'll fall and people can beam you as you fall. It's kind of easy to predict. But if you wait until you're just about to land, which is usually 4 seconds, then you can basically have the highest chance of surviving. If you wait any longer, people can box it, pre-fire you, all that kind of stuff. So 4 seconds is useful. However, because you can throw it so far, what that actually will look like in endgame, what it does look like in endgames, is that you have to stay on a relatively good layer. So say if you're staying up relatively high and you want to throw it upwards, then, you know, to try and make it land somewhere, you can figure out ways where you can time it properly, where you're like, I know I could land in the next moving zone. Or while you're in a zone, you can throw it into where the next zone's going to spawn way ahead of time, play a bunch, and then just teleport later once the zone opens up, or pre-claim it. There's a bunch of stuff like that. But for most people, if they're just going to shoot it straight up, fight teams are just going to watch you and just be like, I'm just going to create a bunch of floors, catch you on it, and then that's it, right?
Yeah,
or if you're, exactly. Or you can just, you know, you can see them coming down, you can catch one. I've already seen a clip of that. Or if you're like trying to be on a good layer and you're trying to throw it downwards, like directly forwards, A, super easy to get blocked. B, super easy to get it boxed. It's like there's a lot of like counterplay that you can do to it that makes it not that great in endgame sometimes. So at least interested with the actual strats will end up being, but it seems very counterable.
It's like I said, I think the value of it is in one player being the flex player in your trios, like the guy that you can rely on being able to survive and get out of shitty situations. Like the clicks of your trio is the one that's carrying the Void Mask. The other two are carrying Katanas, because you have to have that Void Mask to, like you said, to find refreshes in Storm, to run down, to move back up again, to find flank plays. A bunch of different things are necessary. The Katanas itself are more reliable, like you said very correctly as well, is your layering is very important to the Void Mask. If you're anyone low ground, you're not using that thing, because you're going to get stuck, it's going to hit other builds. Also, it's impossible to accurately predict where you're going to put your thing. From scrims yesterday, people were throwing it super high in the air, and then they either teleport near height, and then they get beamed, or like you said, they're like 30 minutes into Storm, 30 meters into Storm, so they're like super far ahead of everybody else. So I don't think it's consistent enough as a movement item to make it justifiable. But as a single flex player, being able to Void Mask in your own box, run back in the Storm, or Void Mask down, get loot, Void Mask back up, or things like that, I think makes it really good. The one thing that some people haven't noticed though is you don't actually take a charge if you shoot it. You only take a charge when you teleport. So you can do a lot of different plays by like baiting out your Void Mask, shooting it in one area, making people react to the way you Void Mask. I think there's a lot of potential for it, and one of the main things I haven't seen yet is people pinging something they want to Void Mask to, lining up 80% of the ping so that they have the perfect high go retake, for example. Stuff like that, I think, is very cool and probably will be explored very soon as well.
Yeah, I had like a where I found myself like chucking it ahead too far, and obviously I'm terrible at the game, so that's a given. But like I found myself like going past where I thought I was gonna teleport to because it's like gone past. But that last point you mentioned was what I was gonna say. Like, I had that happen to me where a guy faked me out, where he like chucked one, and I heard it. So I'm like, okay, he's about to go off somewhere, right? And then just like turns to look to like shoot him, and then he just like fucking edits it back out. And I was like, oh shit! And then I started doing that to people, and every time like people are just not expecting you to not teleport, or like they see your teleports and they think you're going somewhere, and then you can just teleport somewhere else. Like it's really like there's a lot of things you can do with this, which are really fun. I'm a big fan of the Oni Mask. It's funny because you know we always used to make jokes about how like Epic just low-key just will just copy up a game, you know, and make it like better in a lot of cases, but they'll like take some shit from Apex, you know, they'll take some shit from somewhere, and I'm like, Why did it take so long to just copy from Minecraft? We got ender pearls after 7 years of the game, you know. You know, like even the walls sliding shit and like the kicking off thing. Anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, like, I'm glad they added this Oni mask stuff into the game. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I was gonna say there's I pressed the ad before you. No, there was one thing as we were talking there. I came up with the actual strat to get rid of all of that shit I just talked about. Right? You tarp frontside once, and then every single time you just Oni mask into storm ahead of you, and then spray everyone backside, kill them. When zone catches up, you just teleport frontside again, so you're not have to risk throwing it and land it on someone. Boom. Effing Tasia listeners, now you know the fucking gas. Go do well in the divisional cups.
Yeah, I mean, what this always come down to, what it's all basically we're saying is there's risk reward to the mobility, and there's decisions you have to make, which is what all we want in a mobility meta. Whether it's, you know, because we had last season, or last chapter, where you had some risk to it. It's the same this season. It's like whatever you decide to use, whether it's the katana and you have to like set up the exploit to get to front side and correctly, and if you do it wrong, you're gonna get beamed. Or whether it's, you know, the Oni masks and you're gonna get griefed if you don't correctly set it up, and you're too split or you put it down for too long and the team's just waiting for you to land. There's risk involved, which means there's skill involved, which therefore makes it way more enjoyable at a higher level to watch, because you'll see the teams that adapt to it quicker than the others.
Yeah.
Speechless.
Yeah. No. All right. Well, those are good. We also got new movement. New movement features. We got ledge jumping. We got roll landing, wall kicking, wall scrambling. A bunch of new movement, and you know, we've seen over the past couple of years them slowly roll out new movement features. Last time they made a big movement overhaul, it was not very well received initially. But this time around, people seem to really be enjoying the new movement, and it feels like there's a lot you can do with the new movement. We'll break them down sort of one by one. Ledge jumping, essentially ledge jumping allows you to parkour. Let me read this right now. Jump while sprinting very close to a ledge, be it a cliff or a rooftop. You'll perform a ledge jump. Ledge jumps will send you farther, allowing you to reach places you normally wouldn't be able to. Hit a ledge jump with some speed for serious hang time. I keep finding myself doing this while like 1v1 and build fighting. Like I'm like jumping off to like, and it's great. Like it's amazing. It's so good.
Best thing, you gotta call this the Soo jump every single time DJ does this. He just goes, he's like, you know, you do a sprint and side jump, and every single time I just hear Soo.
I like that. Then we got roll landing. Keep it moving. Chapter 6 introduces roll landing. We're holding jump or tapping it just before hitting the ground while falling will cause you to do a barrel roll, restoring some stamina in the process. Helps you with fall damage. You can do some freaky shit with movement, and like it makes it very hard to dodge. I found the one that I found really weird that I did accidentally, and I didn't realize you can do this, is you can do it backwards. Yes. And that really fucks with people. When you do the roll landing backwards, it's like they've seen a ghost. They don't know what, it discombobulates everybody. And we also got wall kicking, which essentially is what I was talking about before. It's a mechanic we've seen in plenty of games in the past. Essentially, you jump off of a wall and kick off of the opposite side. And you can do 3 of them in a row. You get fatigue, but there's also a way to cheat the fatigue. But yeah, you can do 3 of them back to back to back. And then we have wall scrambling, which allows you to sort of jump vertically up